Thank you for the very nice introduction. I want to thank the usual cast of characters here. And I also want to make special note of the tireless efforts of Dr. Madhav Pulapati here in bringing photonics into the Hyderabad and Telangana area. And the government of Telangana has been very, very gracious and generous trying to help us move on here. So I'm part of a little company. I appreciate the earlier discussion on silicon photonics, and we have a particular take on that as well. And I'm going to sort of compare this to your National Supercomputer Initiative, National Supercomputer Mission, I believe you call it. We have in the United States, a similar effort, and everywhere that's trying to get to exascale has similar efforts. And that's basically to deliver 100 times the performance of the current 10 petaflop machines, so you get up to exascale, representing government needs. Now, here's the thing, a lot of the processors these days are not really designed for real-life problems that are large government problems. That is, this is expected to get worse too because of these sparse data algorithms, adaptive grid formulations. That's computer speak saying that the problems are complex, and the architecture of computers today is dependent on having the information locally available to memory in the cache. Once it gets outside that memory, then you use a lot of energy trying to go fetch it. And we think, along with Intel, that putting photonics into that system is going to help. So the essential thing is energy per bit, and integrated silicon photonics, we believe, solves that energy cost problem. We believe that current COTS processors, commercial over-the-shelf processors, are kind of a barrier to integrated silicon photonics, and that the architecture may need to change. But it's not just government uses, business, digital manufacturing, any kind of forecasting. There's an increasing use of high-performance computing and modeling and simulation, and worldwide, supercomputer use is oversubscribed because there's more to do with them than we currently have assets to do it. So now I'm going to show you a very, very sexy slide, very, very sexy. This is data movement cost. This is a slide that was created at Lawrence Berkeley National Lab in the United States. That's one of the premier labs for studying supercomputer technology. And you'll see there's a statement there. It says, energy is driving computer science research towards data locality and communication-averse algorithms. This is computer speak for trying to keep all the information and action on the chip. And this graph illustrates why. I'm going to show you. Let's see. Okay. This is a graph of picojoules, energy, and this is distance. Now, this is on the chip. This is just 1 millimeter distance. This is 5 millimeters distance. This is just getting off of the chip into the DRAM memory, and then this is on out. So as you can see, when you get off of the chip, the energy, and this is with copper, spikes dramatically. And there's no way to bridge that gap with copper. Once you get off of the chip, then an energy is pretty flat. And this is active optical cable stuff up here. Okay. Now, what we believe is that integrated silicon photonics will keep the power level down here flat at the chip level. So once you get off the chip or need to get off the chip, I can go to the other end of those gigantic data centers that we just talked about, or all the way back for the same amount of energy as moving it on the chip. This is massive. You avoid this drive here. Now, in reality, every program and almost all applications require data to come off the chip. You require to go fetch data and memory, etc. So you run into this problem, and this is what silicon photonics should solve. My eggheads like this as a analogy. It's two animals. One is the cheetah, which is the fastest land animal. It goes 60 miles an hour, but it can only do that for a few hundred yards. Whereas this pronghorn deer can run 45 miles an hour for 9 miles. And they like that analogy, and I'll tell you why. So copper wins for a very short distance, 0 to 1 millimeter. That's it. But that's what's on the chip. But once you get further than that, then copper loses at every other distance. We are kind of performing some headstands trying to package these chips now and avoid going more than a millimeter. So it's a very sophisticated, complex packaging. Would be better to just move out of that whole area, change the paradigm, and do it photonically than in copper. So for exascale, we believe that exascale systems are beyond the capacity of commercial over-the-shelf processors.